Lori and Jeff, the 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
Hey, good morning. It's Thursday. It's October 10th. It's 6:09. 2 more days left for the 30K workday payday. Make sure you got that 94.9 HOM app, and your first code comes up at 8 o'clock today.
So I did something that I really was hesitant to do yesterday. And then I thought, err on the side of caution. I called 911.
What?
Yeah, I stepped out of my place yesterday and I smelled gas. And I thought,
okay,
outside. And I went back in and I thought, no, I don't smell it inside. I smell it outside. And I thought, are you crazy? And I thought, all right, well, if I'm
have you ever called 911 before?
I have.
No, I never have.
You've never called 911?
No, never.
Oh, my God. I call 911 on drivers all the time. Well, because they're dangerous.
One of those people.
I mean, I only do it if, I think somebody's going to get hurt.
Right.
So I called 911, and she asked me a whole bunch of questions, and I said, everybody was safe, and so she says, okay, I'll send the fire department. And sure enough, here come all these dudes all, duded up, and they smelled it too. So I was like, seriously, you smell it, right? You smell it right here, right? And they're like, yeah. And I said, oh, woo, I'm not crazy. Okay, that was number one. Number two, they didn't know where it was coming from. So they'd go in my basement, they'd go in neighbors' basements. They had one neighbor wasn't home, and they were about to break down the door, and then they just turned it, and it was open. I said, you don't lock your doors? So they had to call Unitil, the gas company, and they come out with much more, the fire department can just see, yes, there is gas, that type of thing. And so they came out, and they actually found that a house that had no heat and was somebody was working on it, a company was working on it. It was coming from them. It's coming from that house. So now, what's really, really interesting is that I smelled gas then inside, and everybody was still around, the fire department, Unitil, and I said, hey, can you come in here and can you smell that? He says, yes. But it wasn't even strong enough to show up on his monitor because gas, they put that in there. They put that scent in there. So that you can smell it. But it's so strong. All you need is just a little whiff of it, and you will smell that smell without it being at dangerous levels at all. Yep. So even the gas that was outside that I could smell wasn't at dangerous levels. Yeah. But it's still a problem. Any gas is still, right. Any gas leaking is a problem. Right, yeah. It doesn't matter. So they fixed it. They pinpointed it, fixed it up. I had the entire neighborhood freaked out because there were a couple of fire engines. And I kept saying, I called them.
It's okay.
It's my fault. I called them. It's me. Everybody's fine. Gas has stopped leaking. They asked me on 911, can you hear it leaking? I said, God, no.
You're listening to Lori and Jeff on the 94.9 HOM Morning Show. 5 Calls Says It All with Lori and Jeff on the 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
5 Calls Says It All today. It's very fall. Apple or pumpkin? You got to pick one side. So, let's just pick a category of pies.
Okay, so it can be anything apple, pumpkin, right?
Apple or pumpkin, right. Apple, crumble, pumpkin coffee. You got to pick one fall flavor because something's going on in the world and we only get one of them. What side are you landing on? You landing on apple or you going full on pumpkin?
Apple every damn day.
Apple every damn day for me too. Don't get me wrong.
Pumpkin is just for Thanksgiving, and that's it, and you can move on with it.
Okay, well, that's not right. Well, that's wrong thinking. 800-228-1949. 5 Calls Says It All. It's apple versus pumpkin. You've got to be on one side or the other. And if it's neither for you, that's fine. Don't call. 800-228-1949.
5 calls, apple or pumpkin?
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin, okay.
Pumpkin.
Okay, pumpkin.
Thank you, pumpkin. 5 calls, apple or pumpkin?
Apple all damn day long.
That's the team to be on.
Apple all damn day long. Team. I want that T-shirt.
And we're not talking about that expensive phone.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, the pumpkin phone sucks.
5 calls, apple or pumpkin?
Apple, of course.
Apple. Right. Yeah. Apple. Welcome to Team Apple.
That poor pumpkin bastard.
Thank you.
Oh, this could be it.
This could very well be it.
Oh, boy.
And hopefully this goes as it should. 5 calls, apple or pumpkin?
It's got to be Apple.
Yeah.
Whoa! Yes, Apple. I don't know why we go so nuts over pumpkin spice when it should be apple spice. Why does pumpkin get so much love in the fall? And the apple is like, eh.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you for tipping it right on over. Apple all damn day.
And everything is right in the world.
5 calls said it all.
Lori and Jeff, the 94.9 HOM Morning Show. You're listening to the 94.9 HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. And now it's your daily distractions.
Being brought to you by the Bill Dodge Auto Group. When you shop for your next vehicle at Bill Dodge, you're investing in Maine communities. Every year, Bill Dodge Auto Group contributes over $250,000 to Maine charities and fundraisers. Big inventory that gives back. That's the Bill Dodge difference. So teachers at a district in Texas are under fire for giving elementary kids special stickers at nap time. They're called sleeping stickers, and they're believed to be sleeping aids. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's right. And parents are upset now because their kids aren't sleeping at night because they're out at nap time. So they're investigating.
I'm pretty sure they're going to find the investigation. No, they don't do what they say.
Or can I have a bunch of them for at night, too? Thank you.
Put them all over my face.
A guy in Canada broke a world record by eating, almost 2.5 pounds of sriracha hot sauce in 3 minutes.
Whoa.
Now,
I have heartburn this morning, and that just made it flare even more.
Okay, so if you really like hot sauce, you might be able to chug it, but the rule said he had to eat it with a teaspoon out of a bowl.
Oh, God, you're making my
2.5 pounds of it. Dear Lord. Hey, Gen Z. I don't know why, but Gen Z is making the former fashion faux pas of like tights that are tight for the women area, and it's a camel. And
okay, gotcha.
Okay. But they're calling it differently. It's making a first of all, I didn't know that was a fashion statement.
It wasn't. It was a mistake.
It was a fashion mistake. But it's making a comeback as a fashion statement, but they're calling it crotch cleavage. I mean, to be honest with you, I enjoy that name better. But I don't enjoy it at all. It's very bad. Very bad.
I just want to go back to 1984.
I love 1984. Domino's announced it's bringing back its emergency pizza program. What's that? Well, the deal offers Domino's customers a free medium 2-topping pizza for customers to use whenever they need it most. They said this in a press release. The commercial basically says that if you order online, let's say you order Domino's, they'll give you a free pizza to use at a future emergency date. So you can't get a pizza.
Give me a pizza now. No,
right,
it doesn't work that way.
But you can get a free pizza if you order online, and then you say, I'm having an emergency. I need pizza.
I honestly think I have one of those.
Really?
Look on my app. But
my God. Hey, we might be in an emergency situation, Jeff. Dancing with the Stars fans not quite feeling the guest judge Gene Simmons and his sexual comments about the female dancers.
I unfortunately saw some of the show
did you?
last
Okay,
night.
so
it was not on purpose. Somebody else watches it in the house.
One person compared him to, quote, a gross uncle who corners you at the reunion. Green Day is celebrating the 30th anniversary of Dookie by re-releasing the songs on outdated tech like 8-track tapes, mini discs, a big mouth Billy Bass, and a Teddy Ruxpin.
Because why not?
Because why not? I kind of enjoy that, and I've always been jealous of those who had Teddy Ruxpin. Mickey Rourke and Rob Gronkowski. Gronk and Mickey Rourke are doing a comedy about the sport of curling. What is happening in the world we live in? Taylor Swift. She's not just an amazing singer, she's also a pretty generous one. She just donated $5 million to hurricane relief efforts.
That's awesome.
That, and needed too. 10 Spirit Halloween locations will be switching over to Spirit Christmas stores, featuring things like, Christmas stuff. And,
Would make sense.
Stuff like that, and photo op opportunities with Santa. And if they're successful, they'll expand it to the future, in the future. But currently, Maine is not on the list. There's only one in Massachusetts that made that cut. And so you got to travel there, or just, go to Amazon.
Spirit Christmas for all your Easter needs. By the way, I do have an emergency pizza.
Really?
Nope. It's not an emergency right now, so I'm going to hang on to that.
Okay, well, I can get it to that.
Lori and Jeff, the 94.9 HOM Morning Show. Lori and Jeff, the 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
So I had a night. It's so interesting. I stepped outside yesterday, and I thought I smelled gas. And I thought, that's so weird that I would smell gas outside. You know, that's sort of something that you smell on the inside of your house, and then you check your stove and whatever. But, yeah, I smelled gas outside. And it was strong enough for me to, think, I better call. So I called 911. They were wicked nice. They sent over the fire department, a couple of trucks. They start lifting manhole covers on the street, which is interesting. And I was like,
probably, I'm sure that they run.
And I was like, no, wrong gas.
Yeah.
This kind. So, come to find out, it was at a neighbor's house. They had a leak, and so I, of course, immediately took full credit for saving their lives. And we'll hold it over their heads for the rest of their lives. And it was very, very interesting. They had to turn the gas off to their home, and you've got to get somebody out there to fix it today. But my biggest concern was wasting the time of first responders, because I thought, you know what I mean?
It's their job.
I know, but so I'm sure
they get plenty of calls where you need us to do that?
Well, here's the thing. So they confirmed that, yes, they had a little boop boop meter, and they confirmed that, yes, there is gas. Mm-hmm. There is some kind of gas leaks around here. It wasn't in a dangerous level. I mean, any gas leak is bad, but you know, they put that smell in there so that you can smell any amount of gas, and this was a pretty low level, but still enough to where you could smell it outside. Mm-hmm. So I said to them, oh, thank God. I just truly wanted to make sure that I wasn't crazy, that there was about he confirmed I'm not crazy about that.
We got all kinds of buckets of crazy otherwise.
He said they get calls all the time for low tide.
Yeah.
Like, it's low tide. You know, gas leak. It's low tide. Oh, there's a diesel truck that passed by. Gas leak.
Lori and Jeff. The 94.9 HOM Morning Show. You're listening to Lori and Jeff on the 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
So we got a total for Bikers for Boobies that I think is really impressive considering everything that's been going on. So, first of all, Iron Horse Motorcycle Lawyers were the sponsor of Bikers for Boobies, and that comes with a $500 donation, which I think is wicked generous. Yeah. And Kurt from this Iron Horse Motorcycle Lawyers, they're based out of South Carolina, and they have a location here in Portland, Maine. Yeah. Well, North Carolina got bashed by the first hurricane that went through, Helene. So he was actually in South Carolina or North Carolina helping the fire department rescue people and clear debris. I mean, and then
these guys are amazing.
And then had to come up here for Bikers for Boobies. Jeez. But the grand total, with everything going on in the world, the grand total for Bikers for Boobies that goes to Cancer for a Cure, that goes to the Maine Cancer Foundation, was $6,300. $6,300. Nice. It was a record-breaking year, which was phenomenal. And again, that is going towards the bottom line of Cancer for a Cure this year, our 22nd year of doing this. Now, you know I'm a freak in October. Oh, yeah. All of October.
Oh, yeah.
And you know that as it winds down, my freakometer goes through the roof.
Yep. I've always offered, a sedative or something.
Yes.
But she's always refused it.
You know, you should just do a tranquilizer dart in my neck. So last night, I tried on the pink Cancer for a Cure jumpsuit that I wear every year.
How long has it been since you had that?
Well, this particular model is about 5 years old.
Okay.
Because
you're fine then.
No. I'm not, Jeff. I'm not fine. I have to have like a celery stick a day. until next Wednesday.
No one's going to notice that.
It's not about noticing. It's about fitting into it. Oh. It's about being able to bend.
Well, just wear plaid like every other man. You have some plaid on right now.
I don't have a plaid jumpsuit though that I don't like getting bottles and can juice all over. Oh, honestly, God, I put this thing on and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
It's been a year.
Seems like the thigh area is wicked tight.
Well, maybe you can take it to a tailor.
I thought of it. I don't think I have enough time. Can you add an inch?
Lori and Jeff.
Open your eyes, just look around and you'll discover
The 94.9 HOM Morning Show. You're listening to Lori and Jeff on the 94.9 HOM Morning Show. And it's time for today's Don't Judge.
What's the weirdest thing your boyfriend or husband does? That's today's Don't Judge, all being brought to you by A-Best Window, manufactured in Maine by Maine craftsmen to handle Maine's unique weather.
By the way, I did hear from my girlfriend Michelle when she got home yesterday. She did hear me talking about her and all the weird things she does with food and all that stuff. And she said, I was listening, you know. Well, you could have called to defend yourself.
Now's the time, Michelle. 800-228-1949. He has to, Laura says on Facebook, he has to cough out a sneeze.
Huh?
He has to cough out a sneeze. I'm not sure what that means.
But it sounds like my head would explode.
Travis says this is challenging. It would have to be when he sneezes. No matter what, he sneezes 5 times. Every time. 5 times in a row. I don't know. I just think like having to say bless you to somebody, even somebody you love, 5 times in a row is a little excessive.
Well, if you know they do it 5 times, just wait till the end.
Yeah, sort of
you know exactly how long it's going to last.
Sort of like, you know, when people are thanking people, please save your applause to the very end.
The show's not over.
Haley says of her husband, he hums while eating like a constant
Oh, boy.
That's weird. All right, what is it for you? What's the weird thing that your boyfriend or husband does? 800-228-1949.
Don't judge. What's the weirdest thing your boyfriend or husband does?
When my husband is sleeping, it's kind of funny. He has his butt up in the air and he kind of wiggles it when he's asleep.
Puts his foot in the air?
No, his butt up in the air.
Oh,
his butt?
How? Wait, what?
Is he twerking?
I don't know. I just watched it one time and I saw it happen while he was asleep.
Oh, so he doesn't even know he's doing it.
Okay.
No, he has no idea.
The next time he does that, you got to document it for him to show him. Look how silly you look.
Yeah, you got to get that on video. That's $10,000 on America's Funniest Home Videos.
And my son has inherited it. He does the same thing.
Oh my
boy.
God, it's some kind of butt twitch. That's amazing. Okay, it's going to be hard. You've set the bar. Thank you.
I think this is over.
Yeah.
We're done.
Thanks for calling.
Don't judge. What's the weirdest thing your boyfriend or husband does?
Honestly, it's such an endless list. I can't really pick one thing, but I honestly was calling to explain the last caller's husband doing that. That actually regulates your nervous system. That's why babies do it too.
Wait.
Sleeping on your stomach.
And then
sleeping on your, yeah.
And then
putting the butt up in the air, I think, is kind of a plus. Because I definitely
put your butt up in the air because ain't nobody care.
Yeah, it literally regulates your nervous system. And then putting your butt up in the air, it's kind of like child's pose. It's just a very self-comforting. He's just self-comforting himself by doing that.
I feel like I just saw a psychologist.
I feel like
I did take one class.
There it is.
I'm a nerd, so I just keep reading other stuff.
All right.
If I'm interested in something, I become obsessed and I read all about it.
Just hang on and give me your Venmo, and I'll Venmo you $125 at the end of this call. Okay?
Oh, well, damn, I wish I had a Venmo now, but I'm kind of I'm old school, so I would need you to send me a check in the mail.
Oh, I could do that too for you.
I could tell you an annoying thing my husband does.
Yes, please.
He takes his socks off in the living room while we're watching a movie, and then he rubs them between all of his toes, and then leaves them on the floor for me to pick up.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and apparently dogs they lick people's feet
Yes.
when they have athlete's foot. And my dog Sadie used to love licking his feet, and he'd be like, she likes doing it, and it feels good. It's cleaning my feet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ew. But then my dog, like, kisses me. I try to pet her, and no, I just stop. Don't let her lick your feet.
It seems like now you owe me $125.
All right, well, we're even.
All right, even Steven. That's awesome. Thank you for calling.
Have a blessed day.
You too.
Yeah, bye.
Oh, wow. All right, this is opening up that big old
I knew it would be crazy
jar.
on this side.
All right, so what is the weirdest thing your boyfriend or husband does? Let us know on the 94.9 HOM app on Facebook or call us up and fess up. 800-228-1949. Don't judge.
The 94.9 HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. 5 calls says it all with Lori and Jeff on the 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
5 calls says it all is kind of dirty, but not really, so stay with me. So yesterday we read a statistic that the average, they called it body count. The average
This is not death.
number, no. The average number of someone you've been with is 14. Everybody clear on that? Been with. And I am using air quotes. Yeah. Brown chicken, brown cow. So we want to know for 5 calls says it all. Are you over or under the average body count? 800-228-1949. I am under. Just put that down right there. I won't count it, but yes, I'm way.
Wow, look at the phones.
Yeah, you guys.
I did not.
I know you guys want to talk about sex.
I did not expect that. That people are willing to say this. But okay.
800-228-1949.
5 calls. Are you over or under the average body count, which is 14?
Over. Just over.
Okay.
Just over.
Just over.
So we haven't made it to a number that starts with 2 yet.
I made it to a number that might have started with 3. I'm just over.
She's not just over the line.
Right.
She's just over. Like, doesn't want to talk about it. Just over.
Very decided.
Yeah. Hey, good for you.
Okay.
I love this.
I have a lot of questions, but I don't have time.
No,
Thank
just
you.
over.
5 calls. Are you over or under the average body count of 14? You're just over.
All right. Just over it.
5 calls. Are you over or under the average body count of 14? What is going on here with these phones?
I don't know. Hello?
Yeah.
No.
No?
Hello?
5 calls. Are you over or under the average body count of 14? Yeah, I think our phones have. What's going on
Really?
here? Did
that lady break it?
I don't know. This is on. That's going. That's working. That's all good. That's, yeah, I don't. That line works.
All right.
Hi, HOM. Is anybody there? No.
Oh my God, we broke the internet.
We broke the phones. The phones are broke. That line works.
All right.
All right. Hi, HOM. Who's this?
No, don't ask name. Nobody wants to admit their name.
No, well, they're not there
I
anyway.
know.
The phones have just they've kaputted. I mean, they're ringing, but when we pick up,
Yes,
nobody's there.
I do see that, and they're ringing a lot.
And I've got everything work.
Okay, well, we're going over. Just over. Congratulations. Even if you're under, it doesn't count because 1 call said it all.
Wake up. Lori and Jeff on the 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
It's the best.
Lori and Jeff, the 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
So, quick story about Cans for a Cure, which starts next Wednesday, the 16th at the Maine Mall. It's our 22nd year of raising money for the Maine Cancer Foundation. We just wrapped up Bikers for Boobies last weekend. That all goes towards it. We raised $6,300, which is...
That is impressive.
It's a record-breaking year for us, and it was really nice. And we appreciate our sponsor of Iron Horse Motorcycle Lawyers, who not only, sponsored the thing,
that
but...
sounds like a TV show.
I know. I'd watch that. I'd watch that because all the guys that are going to be hot. So there was this is hysterical on so many levels. So I just put together the route, And on my route in the can van, the Bill Dodge can van, where I go around and I pick up bottles and cans, is a company called Kyocera. Kyocera is in Biddeford. And they've actually, behind the scenes, connected with us to connect them to Clink. And they have Clink come down there and pick up bottles and cans on a pretty regular basis, which is that's awesome. Really awesome. But I said, hey, do you need me to stop by during the actual event? I'll come and get him. And he said, yeah, that'd be awesome. His name is Scott. And I said, great. So then, about a week after I connected with Kyocera in Biddeford, I hear from Scott from Kyocera in Westbrook. Are you coming to pick up our bottles and cans? Because I've been coming to the Westbrook location for years.
Yeah.
And I said, wait, what? Didn't we already set up? Oh, wait, you're in West. Wait a minute. So there are two Kyoceras. One's a distribution type of thing. One's a whatever AVX means. And I don't understand any of it. And they're separate but together. And my contact names on both are named Scott.
This isn't going to be confusing at all. Not at all. Which Scott am I talking to right now? Which Kyocera are we at?
Oh, my God. So I'm like, this is a mind twister. So I am now going to Kyocera to see Scott in Westbrook and Kyocera to see Scott in Biddeford.
Here's what you need to do just to get you through this confusion. You just ask one of them, can we change your name for a week?
Yeah.
Can I call you Dave instead?
I got to go with Bob. I can't remember Bob. So I'm going to see Bob and Kyocera Westbrook and Scott and Kyocera in Biddeford. And the good news is now I think I can pronounce your company name because I've said it 1,000 times.
Lori and Jeff, the 94.9 HOM Morning Show. You're listening to Lori and Jeff on the 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
Totally coincidental that Bad Habits by Ed Sheeran was the last song we played because people are talking about bad habits that they're not willing to change. Some of the responses include refusing to delete old emails.
Yeah, I've got them all.
Yeah, I do too. I don't know. I don't consider that a bad habit.
I mean, yesterday I looked up something that was from 4 years ago I needed to find.
Oh, my God.
So you kind of,
Oofba. Staying up too late. Ignoring text messages. A bad habit. And sucking my thumb was something that somebody said was a bad habit as an adult.
Yeah. If you're 52 and sucking your thumb. I don't have any help for you.
It better be dipped in Fireball first.
Lori and Jeff.
Open your eyes, just look around and you'll discover
The 94.9 HOM Morning Show. Lori and Jeff, the 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
Isn't that your favorite song? Eurythmics and Here Comes the Rain Again, or one of your favorites?
Yeah,
I know you love Annie Lennox.
I love anything that woman does. So much so, Jeff, that when I was in my late teens, early 20s, I lived in L.A.
Yeah.
And in the 80s, right? So, and the Rhythmics were huge, and Dave Stewart was the guitarist, the guy with the beard and the glasses, and never said anything.
Yeah, but Annie Lennox stole the show.
Right, of course, it's Annie Lennox, right? But I was at some place with a friend of mine in L.A., like a cafe or whatever, and there's Dave Stewart.
And to me, that you're looking around, where's Annie? Where's Annie?
Right. Annie was nowhere to be found. So I was paralyzed. I couldn't do anything because I was starstruck. Yeah. So I sent my friend over with a napkin to get his autograph, to which I still have to this day on a napkin. Yep. Which has got to be, it's got to be at least 40 years old now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's still intact.
Yeah. I mean, I did wipe my mouth on it, but still. It's a napkin.
The 94.9 HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. You're listening to Lori and Jeff on the 94.9 HOM Morning Show.
Okay, got another code for you coming up in a little bit at 9 o'clock for the 30K workday payday.
You mean 10 o'clock, goober face.
Jeez, yeah.
Your 9 o'clock was 561, by the way, in case you missed it.
Why am I going back in time?
Yeah, I don't know, because you just love this day so much you want it to last longer.
That's exactly what it is. Grab the 94.9 HOM app so you can enter that code.
By the way, what did we learn today?
Yeah.
Well, we learned our phones had a meltdown over our sexy time 5 call says it all. I don't know if I want to approach this again, but I think over 1, and it was 5 call says it all is the average people that you've been with is 14. So we wanted to know, are you over or under? And Bethany on our app said, 5 call says it all. I am proud to say I am under 14 with just 1. My husband of 18 years. We are high school sweethearts and celebrated 18 years of marriage and 23 years of being together last month on the 9th.
That is impressive.
That is
impressive. Very, very impressive.
Impressive.
I don't know anybody like this person.
Nope.
Lori and Jeff. The 94.9 HOM Morning Show.